Welcome to all. In this session, we are going to study a program of C Programming Laboratory, program number 15. This program is to implement recursive function for binary to decimal conversion. So we have to take input for this program is a binary number, and that binary number must be converted into the decimal number using a recursive function. What is a recursive function? A function which is called by itself several times till the terminating condition is called a recursive function. We'll see how exactly this is implemented in this program. What is mean by binary number? So a number which is having base 2 is called a binary number. It is representation of a number using digit 0 and 1. When we use a binary representation for a number, it is possible to have several advantages. This is mainly we are using to implement the logic gate issues, and also it is possible to have binary number system in electronics and computer based devices. Networking and digital signal processing also possible to have widely using this binary number systems. So altogether this number system is possible to have in several digital and computer related devices or in electronic devices. Because of that, this number system is widely used in our practice. Once if a binary number is available, it is possible to convert into other number systems like decimal number system where base is 10, or else it is possible to convert a binary number system into hexadecimal number system where it is having 16, base is 16. And similarly, where in octal number system we can convert this binary into octal number system where the base is 8, or else vice versa, that means decimal to binary or binary to decimal, or hexa to binary or binary to hexa, or else octal number system to decimal, or octal number system to binary or binary to octal. It is possible. So all these conversions are possible where in our case, but in this program we have to learn how to convert this binary number to a decimal number system. Now here is a table given in this slide, tells more about the decimal number system and equivalent binary number system. So in decimal number system we can denote values starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now here I just started it from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till 16. Now 1 is possible to represent in binary 4-bit representation like this. 2 is like this. It is 0, 0, 1, 0. Similarly 3 is 0, 0, 1, 1. And if I say it is 6, then 7. 7 is nothing but 0, 1, 1. After 7 we have to go for 8. It is 1 followed by 3 zeros. Similarly we can see it is 14 is nothing but 1, 1, 0 followed by 1, 1, 0 followed by we have 15. It is nothing but 4 digits are 1, 1, 1, and like that 16 it is 1 followed by 4 zeros in this fashion. So now we'll see how exactly these are possible to convert into decimal equivalent. Now if I mention a binary number, how to convert them into decimal number system, that is what my interest. So we'll see how to convert now binary to a decimal. Now let us consider following examples. Now initially I am going to consider 1011. This value I have to, this is given in binary. You can observe here there are 4 digits in binary. First digit is 1, second digit is 0, then other 2 digits are 1 and 1. And this information in binary, I have to obtain its equivalent in decimal. So as we know that just now we saw that it is value 1011 equivalent in decimal is 1011 11. Equivalent in decimal is 11. So we'll see how to obtain this 11 from 1011 in binary. So here in the process, there are 4 digits in this binary number. So this MSB digit, LSB digit 1 is having power 2 to the power 0. So that 1 is multiplied by its weight, it is 2 to the power 0. So next digit, this is 1. This 1 is multiplied by its weight, it is 2 to the power 1. Similarly, this 0 is multiplied by its weight, it is 2 to the power 2. And last digit, that is 1, is multiplied by its weight, it is 2 to the power 3. So we know that the least significant bit, this 1 starts from 2 to the power 0, then 2 to the power 1, next one is 2 to the power 1, then it is 2 to the power 2, and then it is 2 to the power 3, and like that. Here in this case there are 4 digits, that's why 2 to the power 0, 2 to the power 1, 2 to the power 2 and 2 to the power 3 are considered to multiply to have weight of all those digits. So because of this, now here in this case 1 is multiplied by 2 to the power 3, that is 8. Next 0 is multiplied by 2 to the power 2, so it is 0. Next 1 is multiplied by 2 to the power 1, it is nothing but 1 into 2 is nothing but 2. So next last digit 1, it is multiplied by 2 to the power 0. 2 to the power 0 is nothing but 1. So 1 into 1 is nothing but 1. So when we add these, we are going to get a value, it is 11. So this is how it is possible to convert the given binary number 1011 into decimal number, that is 11. So equivalent of 1011 in decimal is nothing but 11. Now here in this number we have only integer part in binary. So now let us consider a example where in which we have the fractional part also. Integer part is 1011. Just now we saw that, and fractional part is nothing but 0 1. After decimal point we have 0 1. So altogether 1011 dot 0 1 is in binary. We have to convert it into decimal. So what is that equivalent is? Now here in this case, you know that 1011, just now we saw that it is 1011. 1011 means we are going to multiply the weight of all those digits in this fashion. So same thing is considered here to here. So there is no change in this information compared with this. So now what is next after this? After this we have a dot. So that's why plus. Then very next to that we have it is 0. So 0 means now we are talking about value which is multiplied by 2. This it is 2 to the power minus 1. So it is 0 into 2 to the power minus 1. So that is for a first digit after the decimal point. Now for next digit after the decimal point, that is 1. 1 is multiplied by 2 to the power minus 2. So we know that this value, it is here to here, it is altogether 8 plus 0 plus 2 plus 1. Now next we have to consider this. This is nothing but 0 into 2 to the power minus 1. 0 multiplied by anything is 0. So that's why this is 0. Now next we have to go for this value. So here it is 1 multiplied by 2 to the power minus 2. 2 to the power minus 2 means it is nothing but 1 by 4. So 1 divided by 1 into 1 by 4 is nothing but 1 by 4. 1 by 4 if you convert it into decimal, it is nothing but 0.25. So when we add this value, we are going to get it is 11.25. But very interesting part of this conversion in C program, it is not possible to have answer for this particular type of data in our implementation, because we are using a remainder division wherein our computation. That's why if a number is having fractional part like this in the input, not possible to consider the not possible to obtain the required result. So now other way of doing this in shortcut, it is like this. Now let us consider a value, it is nothing but 1 followed by 0 0 1 0 1. Now to obtain this equivalent in decimal, it is not required to do manipulation like what I said. So you know that it is nothing but 1 multiplied by 2 to the power 0, 1 multiplied by 2 to the power 0. then 0 multiplied by 2 to the power 1, then next 1 multiplied by 2 to the power 2, then 0 multiplied by 2 to the power 3, 0 multiplied by 2 to the power 4, plus 1 multiplied by 2 to the power 5. So now in this fashion, if you process, it is time consuming. We have a shortcut where in the process. What we supposed to do is take a binary number and first you have to write its weight. So this bit is having weight, it is 2 to the power 0. So that means it is 1. What we say, it is 1. So when this digit is 1, its weight we have to consider, that is 1. So now this is nothing but 2 to the power 0. 2 to the power 0 means it is 1 here. Now second digit is 0. Its weight is nothing but 2 to the power 1. So 2 to the power 1 is nothing but 2, but this digit is 0, that's why we have to neglect it. So we have to add 0. So similarly 2 to the power 2 is nothing but 4. Since this digit is 1, we have to consider it 4. Next 2 to the power 0, 2 to the power 3, it is nothing but 8. 8 is belongs to this digit, but this digit is 0, that's why we have to make it 0. So then 2 to the power 4 is nothing but 16. So 16 is belongs to this digit's weight and it also 0, that's why we have to say 0. Now 2 to the power 5, it is nothing but 32 value, and that 32 value is considered into account for addition because this digit is 1. That means in this number there are 6 digits. There are 6 digits. Out of those 6 digits, 2 to the power 0 is 1, 2 to the power 2 is 1, 2 to the power 5 is 1. Only those weights, you can see 2 to the power 5 is 1, so that weight. 2 to the power 2 is 4, so that's weight. And next 2 to the power 0 is 1, so its weight. So it is 32 plus 4 plus 1. So altogether result is nothing but 37. So in shortcut, just we have to write above each and every digit like this. The first digit is 1, here it is 2, here it is 4, here it is 8, here it is 16, here it is 32. Now among these value, we have to consider only those digits are high into account for adding, and remaining we have to consider 0. So final result will become the decimal equivalent of that binary number. Now let us consider the recursive algorithm for the implementation of converting binary into decimal. Just we observed that the way in which we are converting a binary value into decimal. But according to the problem statement, he suggested us to go for a recursive function to find decimal equivalent of a given binary number. So let us consider a value. Now you can see there are 4 steps in the main function, and in the recursive function we have only step which is to be repeated based upon the situation. Now let us consider a value for this algorithm. So let us say binary value which is considered from the keyboard is 110. 110. We read a number from the keyboard, it is 110. Then we have to call the user defined function. So this user defined function uh, is having only one step. We have to execute these steps here after the second step after the first main part of the program. So now here in the process, when it calls this user defined function, first it will check value of binary whether it is equal to 0. So now we know that value of bin, it is nothing but 110. Is that 110 is equal to 0? No. That's why what we supposed to do, if yes we have to return 0, if no we have to compute this. That means after computing this we have to get a result and we have to process. Now here bin percentage 10. So what is this bin percentage 10? Bin is 110. 110 percentage 10 is nothing but remainder division of 110 by 10 is nothing but 0, because 10 11 times 110, there is no remainder, that's why this value is 0. Then we are doing division of 110 by 10. Why? Because now out of these 3 digits we have to remove 1 digit and remaining 2 digits must be converted into the decimal number. That's why 110 is divided by 10, so that we will get the answer, it is 11. Okay, then we have to multiply it by 2. So in the process of converting we have to multiply it by 2 to get the binary equivalent. But you can observe here bin 11. So bin 11 is nothing but control is, you know that bin 11. So what we do is bin equal to bin by 10. So that is bin equal to 110 by 10 is nothing but 10. So bin becomes 10. Then we have to go to step 1. What is this step 1? Step 1 is nothing but checking value of bin equal to 0. So whenever bin equal to 0, we have to stop the process. That's why we are going back to the step 1. Here in this step 1, again we are checking whether 11 is equal to 0. So we know that 11 is not equal to 0. So again we have to process the result in this fashion. So earlier it was 0 here. So here also 0. Next, after that we have to compute value of this. So it is nothing but calling the recursive function again. We have to compute this part. What is this part? 11 percentage 10. 11 percentage 10 means it is 1. Remainder division of 11 by 10. It is 1. So 10 goes one time quotient with the 11, and the remainder will become 10 minus 11 minus 10. It is nothing but 1. So then we have to consider the binary function again to process the result of remaining digit out of this 11. It is 1. So 11 by 10 is nothing but 1. Then we have to multiply it and we have to go through in this fashion. So bin of 1. So now we have to check again the bin of 1 means whether 1 equal to 0. If 1 equal to 0, we have to, if 1 is not equal to 0, this condition is false. That's why we have to proceed further with the computation. 1 percentage 10 plus bin 1 divided by 10. So in the process altogether, we will get the answer of this 1 by percentage 10 is nothing but 1. It is then further 1 is divided by 10. It is nothing but 0. So bin of 10. So this bin of 10 is multiplied by 2, and we have to now check this value bin 0. So whether this 0 is equal to 0. Yes. When 0 is equal to 0, the step 2 will not, now it will execute this statement, that is if yes. Why? Because bin is 0, 0 equal to 0. So condition is true. If condition is true, it will return 0. So in the process, you can observe here it returns in this statement. In this statement, we have answer for this particular bin of 0. So this bin of 0 is nothing but 0. So when we substitute that, we will get answer for this. It is nothing but 1. So this 1 is further multiplied by 2. You will get answer. It is 2. 2 plus 1, it is nothing but 3. So that 3 is computed multiplied with 2 to get final answer. It is 6. So this is how recursive function works with respect to a value of binary. It is 110. Its equivalent in decimal is nothing but 6. Now we'll go through the program. In this program, we have the first line of the program is nothing but hash include stdio.h. This stdio.h is nothing but the header file which is required for the printf and the scanf, then again the printf. So there are two printf and one scanf in this program. To have their definition, we have this header file stdio.h, that is standard input output header file in this program. And here is a user defined function which is to convert a given binary number into decimal. So now here is that the function main, which is compulsory in all of the program in C, where we are taking input from the keyboard for bin, and then we are sending that value bin from the this program by calling the function the DEC. What is this DEC? DEC is nothing but a user defined function we created with the value bin. So now in case if bin is 111, so let us execute this program. When we execute this program, C program execution starts from function main. Since we made a declaration of bin is nothing but int, it will ask us to enter from the keyboard is enter a binary number. So then it will ask us to enter this bin value. So bin value what we entered here from the keyboard will be considered as 111. Now all of us know that where in the process 111 is nothing but equal to 7 in decimal. But how exactly this conversion takes place, that is what important part of this program is. So now it will execute this statement, then execute this statement. Because of this statement, it will display in the screen that enter a binary number, and then cursor will be focused in new line because of this backslash n, and then it will read value of bin. Since it is in decimal, it is we are going to consider here in our example it is triple one. So it will, you will press 111 from the keyboard. Soon after pressing 111 from the keyboard, it will print in the screen that decimal equivalent of percentage d. What is this percentage d? Percentage d is nothing but bin. Bin we considered where in our process is nothing but triple one. So the decimal equivalent of triple one is this percentage d. What is this percentage d? This percentage d is nothing but a function call. Now here in this case, DEC is nothing but the name of the function. You can observe it here. So this is the name of the function, and followed by in bracket you have a parameter, that is bin. So you are sending bin value. Right now we considered in our process it is triple one. So triple one moves along with this function call from this line to here. So this line to this line. So while moving control from this line to here, it will take value of bin from this function main to this function main to this function DEC. So now here it is bin. Now it is right now it is triple one. So you are entered inside this execution inside this body of the function. So this is nothing but a recursive function. How you say that this is a recursive function? Just observe here. We have DEC followed by a value which is to have which is nothing but function header. In header we have this is the formal parameter, and this is name of the function, and this is nothing but the type of the data. So now you can observe same thing is here. So this is nothing but a call. This is nothing but a function call. So you observed here it is nothing but a function call. Function call followed by within parenthesis you have bin. So initially it was triple one. Now when it reaches here it is triple one, and later in the process that bin is divided by 10 every time to call again itself. So it is DEC called by a revised value of bin, and control jumps from this line to here again with that new value of bin. So now very interesting is that DEC is there inside DEC. So DEC is a built-in user-defined function inside which we have DEC. That's why the function DEC is called by itself. Now this is function DEC which is there inside this function DEC only. Inside this function DEC only. That's why this is a recursive function. Now initially, as I mentioned, when I say DEC bin, the control jumps from this line to here with value triple one. This triple one is enters inside this body of the loop, and it will verify this bin is that equal to 0. So what is that triple one equal to 0? If triple one equal to 0, it will return 0. But right now you know that triple one is not equal to 0. That's why it will come to the return part. It will compute this. So what it will do is bin percentage 10. So as I mentioned here, it is nothing but triple one percentage 10, then plus DEC triple one divided by 10 into 10 into 2. So when I compute this triple one percentage 10, it is remainder of this division, it is 1. And when I say triple one divided by 10, it is nothing but 11 multiplied by 2. So this is in the first call. It will execute in this fashion where in the case, and soon after that you know that here is a function call to call itself. So now you can observe here in this program the function call is with the DEC 11. So when DEC 11, the control jumps from this part of the program to this function definition again to this line, where it will again enters into body of the loop with 11. What is bin? Bin is 11. So 11 is compared with 0. Is that 11 is equal to 0? No, no means again it will try to have execution of this bin percentage 10, then plus DEC of bin by 10 into 2. So here I wrote all those statements here. 1 plus, that is 11 percentage 10, we say it is nothing but remainder of 11 by 10 is nothing but 1. Then 11 by 10 division is nothing but where 11 by 10 we know that it is 1.1, but we know that 11 is integer and 10 also integer. So where in the process integer by integer we must say what is the result in integer. So it is again 1. So then it is multiplied by 2, followed by multiplied by 2. So you can observe that the bin value right now it is 1. So when bin value is 1, again control jumps from this line of the program to the function definition or the function header, where now bin is nothing but 1. So now 1 is compared with the 0. Is that it is true? Yes. Sorry, no. When it is false, again what it will do, it will execute this statement further here in this fashion. So you can observe here it is 1 percentage 10, then it is DEC 1 by 10. So 1 percentage 10 is nothing but 1 divided by 10, remainder is nothing but 1. And 1 by 10 division, we will get result integer by integer means it is 0. So then further 2 into 2 into 2. So finally you can observe that here in this statement we have DEC 0. So it is DEC is calling itself because of this statement, and control jumps from here to here. So now bin is nothing but 0. Now 0 is compared with 0. Is that? Yes. Yes means it will return what? 0. So because of that result condition true, it returns 0. The computation goes in this fashion. It is 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 0 into 2 into 2 into 2. So when we remove innermost bracket, it is nothing but 0 into 2. It is 0 plus 1 is nothing but 1. So altogether you can see in the flower bracket it is 1 plus 1 into 2. So when we remove this bracket again, it is 1 into 2, multiplication is having highest precedence over addition. That's why 1 into 2 is nothing but 2, and it is added with 1. So result is 3, where inside this flower bracket, and the 2 is multiplied with it, so it is 6. So when we remove that one more bracket, we will get 6. That 6 is added with 1. Finally it will return. So that means this return function will return us value 7. So where it is 7, so 7 will be kept here because of this function call. So then you can see that the decimal equivalent of percentage d is nothing but bin, that is 111. Input of this program it is 111, and e is percentage d. Percentage d means this percentage d is belongs to DEC of bin. So result will become here 7. So it will print the decimal equivalent of 111 is 7. So this is what logic. So now here in this case, as I mentioned, this is nothing but function call. So function definition. Here is that it is function call. Now inside this function DEC, we have a call for itself. That's why this is a recursive function. And remember, here in this process, we have function main. We have this function main. After this function definition, so whenever function main appears after function definition, it is not required to declare a function prototype, or a declaration of function is not required. Or else we would have been wrote a statement after this hash include in next line saying that int dec of int bin, then close parenthesis semicolon. In case if this function, what is this function definition appears after this function main, the prototype is must, or declaration of function is must. But where in this case the function definition appears first, that's why prototype or a function declaration is not required. Now we'll go through the program execution. So let us have same example in Turbo C compiler. I'll consider the input for this program is nothing but 111. Let me debug this program using F7. So now if I press F7, it starts execution of C program from function main. And again if I press F7, it is asking me to enter value from the keyboard. So now I'll enter it is 111, then followed by enter key press. It will take me to the function call. Now because of this function call, now you can observe here, because of this function call, control jumps directly to this line of the program. So now I was not pressed any key here. So now let me go for F7, when I press F7, you can see the control jumps from the program function main line to the function definition. So it is now transferred 111 to the function definition. It is checking 111 is equal to 0. No, that's why it will go to the else part. It will go to this part. It will go to this part. You can observe when I press F7, it is going for that. Now it is computing for it is 111 percentage 10 plus DEC 111 divided by 10 into 2. So since DEC 111 divided by 10, it is nothing but 11. 11 DEC 11. So now right now the control jumps into this line again, because the DEC value or the bin value is now changed to 111 to 11. When I press F7, you can see that jump from this return statement back to the function first line. So now it is bin equal to 11. That 11 is equal to 0. No means again it will come to this line only. It will come to this line only. So now you can observe that now it is taking value of that 11 divided by 10 means it is 1. So now again bin value becomes 1, so it will go here. So while going here, you can see again pressing F7, it will go there. Now it is 1. 1 is equal to 0. No means again it will come to this line of the program, where it is now 1 divided by 10 for this call. It is 0. DEC becomes, or sorry, bin becomes 0. So now you can press F7 and you can see that control jumps to the bin value. Now you know that bin value is 0. Now here when it verifies this condition, when I press F7, 0 is equal to 0. Yes means it will take this statement for the execution, and I press it again F7, that's why it is there in that line. And now it is returned 0. That means the innermost part of this call, it is assigned 0. Now it will compute for remaining part one by one. As I mentioned here in this program, you can observe initially it was assigned here 0, then for this computation, then for this computation, then for this computation, then for this computation. You can observe once if it assigns 0, there are 4 statements to compute. 1, 2, 3 and 4 statements are there to compute. So now let me press F7. When I press F7, you can observe it will ask me to press 4 times. Now I am pressing first time F7, so it is computed first expression. Second time F7, it is computed. Third time F7, it is computed. Fourth time F7, it is computed. When I press fifth time, it will jump from that line directly to the printf. So you can see that it is printed that value and it went to last line of the program in the function main. If you see the answer by pressing Alt F5, the answer is displayed there in the screen clearly. It is nothing but the decimal equivalent of 111 is 7. This is how, now I have to press enter. So this is how the computation happens. Now this is how tracing possible where in case of C programming Turbo C compiler. So this is about the program debugging and this is by using Turbo C compiler. So this is all about the program to convert binary number into decimal using recursive function. Thank you for listening.